Hey Canucks fans, it is Canucks game day, and the Canucks will roll with Jaroslav Halak in net in this latest edition of the most important game of the season. I am Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take on One Take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Tuesday, April the 19th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Thanks to everyone who joined me for my impromptu live stream last night. It was my biggest live stream in a while. I don't know if it's because it was impromptu, because it was Easter weekend. I think it's because the Canucks won and they actually have a chance to control their own destiny, which I'll get to in a few minutes. But yes, a wonderful crowd last night. Thank you for joining me, and we had a good time. And we even snuck in a double dose of Gordo, so that's always a good thing. Tonight, Parker, me, Canucks After Dark. We moved it from yesterday to today. So hopefully my bowling works out where I can be home and in front of my computer and my camera for 10 o'clock tonight. But make sure you join Parker and me for Canucks After Dark. It's Vancouver, it's Ottawa. Vancouver has 6 more games remaining. Likely have to win at least 5 of them to get in the playoffs. And they start by facing the Ottawa Senators. And the biggest news for today is Jaroslav Halak will be in goal. This makes a lot of sense. I hinted at this last night, and I thought this was the way they were going to go because the Canucks played last night. Now, Demko wasn't overly taxed. He didn't have to steal the game for the Canucks, but he has been playing a lot. He's been playing very well. And I think it's not just about tonight, but you have to look ahead to the final 5 games of the season where the Canucks are going to be obviously trying to win every single one of them, like they're going to try and win tonight. We know after this, the Canucks play in Minnesota on Thursday, in Calgary on Saturday, 2 very tough games, then back home to host the Kraken on Tuesday night, host the Kings on Thursday night, and then wind up their season on Friday night the 30th, or Friday night the 29th, in Edmonton. So yes, there is a back-to-back to end off the year, and that could be a game that determines a playoff position. So you want Demko for those 5 games for sure. Full stop. Given that the Canucks played last night, given that Halak has, Halak's had a decent season. I wouldn't say a great season. I almost not sure if I should say good season, but it's been a decent season. 1 or 2 poor outings, but recently he's been fine. And I think you have to have confidence. The way the Canucks are playing, you have to have confidence not only in Halak, but in your entire team. The way that the way that Pettersson and Besser and Dickinson put up 3 points each last night in that new look second line. The way that even though they didn't score as many points last night, how I'm so confused. I gotta wake up here. How Miller, Podkolzin, and Chason have been playing, even though Chason didn't play last night. He'll be a game time decision tonight. And the way that Garland was playing yesterday. So the top 6 is rolling very well. Ekman Larsson and Myers are playing very well on D. Dermott's been great. Hughes has been solid as always. So the Canucks overall, obviously, have been playing well. They've won 6 straight games. And they got to make it 7. And they're going to do against Ottawa, who's also starting their backup because they played last night in Seattle. So Ottawa's going to be playing Philip Gustafsson in net as opposed to Anton Forsberg. So it is a battle of the backups, and you got to like the Canucks' chances, at least on paper. I don't worry about them looking past Ottawa. I don't worry about them taking this team too lightly because they can't. They can't afford to do that, and the Canucks are playing and need to play like every game is their last chance to make the playoffs. So if Chason does play as a game time decision, despite how well they played together, I have a feeling that you still go PD with Besser and you put Garland back on that line. Then you go back to Miller, Podkolzin, and Chason. Then you could put Dickinson on the 3rd line with Lammikko and Highmore, and then drop Lockwood down and play either Lockwood or Patan with Richardson and Sheldon Dry. So that's the way I would do it. And if Alex Chason does not play, then you run the same lines as last night. Yeah, so I hope Halak does well. I predict he'll do well. Give me your score prediction. You guys know this doofus thing I've been doing because it's worked for 6 straight games. So I think that the Ottawa Senators are going to win, and I think it'll be a score by 5-1. Again, Ottawa to win, 5-1. Leave your score prediction down below. So I think the first Canucks goal scorer will be Petey. I really think it will be, and he'll be the first of multiple goal scorers, if you know what I mean. So Ottawa, 5-1 is my score prediction. Let me know your score prediction down below and your prediction for the first Canucks goal scorer. Okay, I want to wrap up by talking about a few minutes about talking about this playoff race. Let's not worry about Dallas or Nashville right now. I was so proud of myself that I did this vlog over the weekend of looking at Nashville, Dallas, LA, and Vegas, all their remaining schedules, assigning a degree of difficulty, and basically coming out with the conclusion that Nashville could be a catchable team, and that because they're playing against 5 top 100 plus opponents in Calgary and Tampa and Minnesota. Then a lot of people kind of point out to me, yeah, those teams might not play their best players if their playoff positioning is already locked up 2 weeks remaining in the season. So that's a good point. So yes, Nashville is playing tough teams. That doesn't mean they're going to be playing against the best versions of those tough teams. So then, as I refocus my energy on the LA Kings and the Vegas Golden Knights. So Vegas lost last night to the lowly New Jersey Devils. So this is how it looks going into tonight's action. For third place, of course, Calgary's number 1, Edmonton's number 2 in the Pacific. For third place, LA has 90 points with 5 games remaining. Vegas has 87 points with 5 games remaining, and the Canucks have 86 points with 6 games remaining. Let's presume that all 3 teams win all of their games in a crazy scenario, and that Vancouver actually beats LA when they play. So starting from the bottom, if the Canucks win all 6 of their games, that's 12 points, 12 plus 86, they will wind up with 98. If Vegas wins all 5 of their remaining games, 10 plus 87, they will only have 97. So Vancouver, if they win out, they can beat Vegas by 1 point. If LA wins all of their 5 remaining games, they can't, because we're going to beat them in one of them. So if LA wins 4 of their remaining 5, they get to 98 points. We're at 98 points, but we hold the tiebreaker. We will hold the tiebreaker, and that is regulation wins. So the cool thing is, when you hear people say that the Canucks control their own destiny, or win and you're in, as I've titled this vlog, then that means that the Canucks, they don't have to worry. Well, you do have to worry, but ultimately, they don't have to concern themselves with what other teams are doing. If the Canucks win all their games, they will be in the playoffs. Well, you say, Clay, well, that's kind of hard to say. They have to win all 6. Well, they've just won 6. Now, I get that they're playing against really tough teams in Minnesota and Calgary later this week, but I'm also saying that you don't necessarily have to win all of your games. Because that scenario I just gave you is with all 3 teams, Vancouver, Vegas, and LA, all winning their remaining games. Let's say LA or Vegas, they only go 3-2, or they only go 2-3, or 2-1. Then the Canucks may only have to go 5-1 or 4-0-2 over their final 6 games. They might only need to get 10 points, 9 or 10 points to get to 95 or 96 points instead of all 12 points to get to 98. So yes, we can say that if the Canucks win out, they're in. We can say that they control their own destiny, which they do, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to win all 6 games, is my point. They could probably get in at 95 or 96, and that obviously presumes that LA or Vegas falter as well. Now, the worst case scenario would be if LA gets 1 point. Let's say Vancouver beats LA in that second to last game of the season, yet they do it in extra time, in an overtime or shootout. Then LA could finish with 99 points, and we finish with 98. So that's the tricky part. LA could go 4-0-1 and beat us, but let's not worry about that. That's like a worst case weird scenario, but that could happen. But we have a lot of hockey to be played before that. So my whole point is this: now the Canucks can say they control their own destiny, win, and they are in. And that is an awesome feeling to have. The players, they've worked so hard, they deserve it. Boudreau has believed in them. Alvin and Rutherford, by not really tinkering with the team, aside from a couple minor moves, they showed their belief in them. And now it's the Canucks. It's all there for the Canucks players to run the table, or at least to outpoint both Vegas and LA for the last 2 weeks of the season. This is an exciting time. I promise that if the Canucks make the playoffs, I will do another 24-hour live stream. So it's going to be a lot to organize. I'm not saying I'll do it right on the first day of playoffs, but I'll do it within the month of May. It'll be a lot to organize, but it sure will be worth it. So Canucks fans, let me know your score prediction. Let me know your first Canucks goal scorer, and let me know what you think the Canucks have to do to make the playoffs. Do you think they have to run the table, or do you think they can get in with 95 or 96, i.e. 4-0-2, 5-1, or 5-0-1? Or 4-0-1. Actually, no, that doesn't make sense. You can't be 4-0-1. They could actually go 4-1-1 and get 9 points and still get 95 point. So a lot of scenarios, a lot of possible situations, but I'd love to know your thoughts, and I'd love to know how you're feeling about this team right here, right now, on April the 19th. Shout out to my sponsors, Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. Sign up now for a free 7-day trial. Use the link in my video descriptions. And Advanced City Experts Real Estate Group. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, and my Hall of Fame members, Jens95, Sim Alexander, Chris Seifert, Adam Broomfield, Shannon Hollingworth, HSM Fangirl Gaming, Smooth Groove, and Carol Bovenlander. Thank you for your support as always, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You're listed in my video descriptions. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath CCC Crew. Press the join button underneath this or my videos on the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you'd like to. Like this video if you'd like to. Become a member or upgrade if you'd like to. And leave a comment down below if you'd like to. Score prediction, first Canucks goal scorer. And if you made it this far into the video, 11 minutes in, write the word destiny. All caps, destiny, because I'm not saying it's the Canucks' destiny to make the playoffs, but they do control their own destiny, as I explained. So today's not-so-secret word is destiny. Canucks After Dark. Parker, me, 10 p.m. I will be watching the game from the bowling alley tonight because it's Tuesday night. Have to playing against Sean's team, which is exciting. We didn't get a chance to play against each other back in March because that was the week that we both had COVID. So it's me. It's not me versus Sean technically because I'm first guy, he's second guy. But it's my team versus his team. $20 on the line. We will see what happens. Okay, friends, stay safe, stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the Canucks game. See you tonight for Canucks After Dark. God bless, and go Canucks go.